2 weeks ago, I showed you where to go. Today, I'm showing you how to actually leave, and why the paperwork can trap you for months, cost thousands in penalties, or leave you stranded without healthcare. I've watched retirees denied visas days before their flight because one document wasn't apostilled. I've seen expats discover the IRS hunting them down 2 years later with penalties that could have been avoided. By the end of this video, you'll have the 5-phase checklist to leave legally and safely. Let's get uncomfortable. Before we dive in, understand this: the biggest mistake Americans make is treating their passport like a magic wand. It's not. Your passport gets you into a country as a tourist. But staying there? That requires something most people never think about until it's too late. Let me tell you about the right to reside. Phase 1. The right to reside. Visas. You cannot just move somewhere. Your passport gets you in as a tourist, 90 to 180 days max. After that, you're illegally overstaying, get caught, and you're banned from returning for years. The visa requirements. The 6-month passport rule. Check your passport expiration date right now. Most countries require your passport be valid for at least 6 months beyond your planned stay. If your passport expires in April 2027 and you're applying for a visa in November 2026, you're operating with an expired passport in their eyes. Renew now if you're close. The State Department processes renewals in 6 to 8 weeks routine or 2 to 3 weeks expedited. Add $60. Income proof. The financial barrier. Retirement visas require proof you won't burden the local economy. Real 2026 numbers. Portugal, 9,870 euros per year, approximately 10,500 US dollars. Spain, 28,000 euros per year, approximately 30,000 US dollars. Colombia, $16,600 per year. Mexico, $2,000 to $2,500 per month income, or $3,000 to $4,000 in bank accounts. Acceptable proof: Social Security benefit letters, official pension statements, bank statements with consistent deposits. The catch: these documents need to be apostilled. An apostille is an international certificate that authenticates documents for use in foreign countries. It's a seal saying, yes, this is real. State-issued documents, birth certificates, marriage certificates, get apostilled by that state's Secretary of State office. Federal documents, FBI checks, Social Security letters, must be apostilled by the U.S. Department of State in Washington, D.C. Federal apostille timeline: 6 to 8 weeks by mail, or 7 to 10 days with a professional service, $75 to $150. Start this 3 to 4 months before your visa application. Documents can get lost, forms rejected, and some countries require apostilles issued within 3 to 6 months. The background check. Almost every retirement visa requires an FBI background check with apostille. Timeline for 2026. 1. Getting the check. Electronic submission through FBI approved channeler equals 24 to 48 hours, $50 to $75. Mailing fingerprint cards equals 10 to 14 weeks. 2. Apostilling it. 3. Validity. Most countries require it be issued within 3 to 6 months. Pro strategy: use an FBI channeler plus professional apostille service. Total cost: $125 to $200, completed in 2 to 3 weeks instead of 4 to 5 months. Other required documents. Health insurance proof: Spain requires comprehensive coverage. Medical certificates: Colombia needs psychophysical fitness certificate. Proof of accommodation, rental agreements, or property purchase. Passport photos: check country-specific size requirements. Budget: 4 to 6 months minimum from starting paperwork to having everything ready for visa application. You figured out how to legally stay somewhere. Now comes the surprise that hits 90% of Americans: the money trap. Most think leaving America means American taxes don't apply anymore. Wrong. Phase 2. The money, banking, and the IRS. The US is one of 2 countries that taxes based on citizenship, not residency. The other is Eritrea. As long as you hold a US passport, you must file a US tax return every year, regardless of where you live, where you work, or whether you earn any US income. Living in Portugal, working for a Portuguese company, haven't touched US soil in 5 years, you still file Form 1040. There's no tax-free just because you left. You must file Form 1040 every year. However, most Americans abroad end up owing $0 after exclusions and credits. According to IRS data, 62% of Americans filing from abroad owe 0 federal taxes. Key mechanisms preventing double taxation. Foreign Earned Income Exclusion, FEIE, exclude up to $130,000 of foreign earned income 2025 tax year. Married couples, $260,000 combined. Qualify through 1. Physical presence test, 330 plus full days in foreign country during any 365-day period. 2. Bona fide residence test, live abroad as genuine resident for 1 full calendar year. Foreign tax credit, FTC, dollar-for-dollar credit for taxes paid to foreign governments. Pay $20,000 to Germany, get $20,000 US tax credit. Strategy, low tax country, plus under $130,000 income equals use FEIE. High tax country equals FTC, usually better. Non-negotiable, you still file the paperwork every year. Tax deadlines for expats in 2026. April 15, 2026 is the tax payment deadline. If you owe money to the IRS, it's due then. The automatic extension only applies to filing, not paying. Fail to pay by April 15th and interest starts accumulating immediately. June 15th, 2026 is the automatic filing deadline for Americans living abroad. You get an extra 2 months automatically and no forms required, but only if you're living outside the US on April 15th. October 15th, 2026 is the extended deadline if you file Form 4868 for an additional extension. This is the absolute final deadline. Miss these deadlines and you're looking at failure to file penalties, which start at 5% of unpaid taxes per month up to 25% total. If you have more than $10,000 aggregate in foreign accounts at any point during the year, you must file FinCEN Form 114 FBAR. Aggregate means total of all foreign accounts, bank accounts, brokerage accounts, retirement accounts, mutual funds, life insurance with cash value, any account where you have signature authority. Penalties are brutal, non-willful. Up to $16,536 per year, willful. Up to $165,353 or 50% of account balance, whichever is greater, plus potential criminal charges. Real example, missed 5 years of FBAR, potential fines exceed $80,000. Deadline, April 15th, automatic extension to October 15th. No form needed for extension. Filed separately through FinCEN, not with your tax return. Form 8938, FATCA's bigger brother. Form 8938 is separate from FBAR with higher thresholds. Single, $200,000 on December 31st or $300,000. Anytime during year. Married, $400,000 on December 31st or $600,000 anytime during year. Covers more than bank accounts, foreign stocks, partnerships, pensions, entity interests. Penalty, $10,000 initially, then $10,000 per month, maximum $50,000 after IRS notification. Many expats must file both FBAR and Form 8938. They're separate requirements with separate penalties. The banking nightmare. Foreign banks don't want American clients due to FATCA compliance headaches. Many will refuse accounts or charge higher fees. Solution: keep your US bank account. Why? 1. Social Security deposits need somewhere to go. 2. Paying IRS from foreign accounts involves wire fees. 3. Maintains US credit history. 4. Emergency access to funds. State taxes. Some states continue taxing you after you move abroad. California, extremely aggressive. New York, Virginia, South Carolina, New Mexico. These states use domicile-based taxation. Just leaving doesn't stop them. We'll cover breaking state residency in Phase 4. Budget $500 to $700 annually for professional expat tax preparation to avoid $10,000 plus penalties. You've sorted your visa and understand taxes. Now, the thing that terrifies retirees, healthcare. Medicare stops at the border, and what most people buy instead doesn't cover what they think. Phase 3, the healthcare gap. Medicare does not cover medical care outside the United States. 3 exceptions only. 1. Foreign hospital is closer than nearest U.S. hospital, border areas. 2. Emergency care in Canada while traveling between Alaska and another state. 3. Cruise ship within U.S. territorial waters. That's it. What happens to Medicare? You can keep Medicare abroad, but it won't cover your care. Part A, premium free for most. Keep it. No cost, but you can't disenroll without complications. Part B, $174.70 per month in 2026. Many expats drop it to save money. However, re-enrollment carries a 10% penalty per 12-month period without coverage, for life. Decision: keep Part B if you might return to the US. Drop it if permanently committed to expat life. Medigap abroad. Plans: C, D, F, G, M, N offer limited foreign emergency coverage, $50,000 lifetime max for 60 days only. Not a solution for permanent expats. Travel insurance versus health insurance. Travel insurance covers trip cancellations, lost luggage, emergency medical evacuation, emergency treatment with limits, doesn't cover routine doctor visits, ongoing prescriptions, chronic condition management, preventive care. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or any ongoing condition, travel insurance won't cover regular treatment. International health insurance. Option 1. International policies. Major providers: Cigna Global, Aetna International, GeoBlue. Alliance care coverage includes worldwide care, optional U.S. coverage, preventive care, medical evacuation, pre-existing conditions after waiting periods. Cost: $200 to $500 per month depending on age and coverage. Plans, excluding U.S., are cheaper. Apply before leaving the U.S. and before new health conditions develop. Pre-existing conditions have 12 to 24-month waiting periods or exclusions. Option 2. Local healthcare systems. Spain or Portugal. Public healthcare after residency. Private insurance 50 to 150 euros per month. Thailand. No public for expats. Private care, high quality and affordable. $30 to $50 visits. Mexico. IMSS. Public system $300 to $400 per year. Private $50 to $150 per month. Colombia. EPS public 12.5% of income. Private $50 to $150 per month. Strategy: combine local insurance for routine care plus international policy for catastrophic coverage. The underwriting trap. Pre-existing conditions can get you denied, excluded, or charged higher premiums. Secure insurance 6 to 12 months before moving, get approved and lock in coverage, then start the moving process. Don't sell your house and commit only to find out you can't get insurance. Bridge insurance and prescriptions. Bridge coverage for first 90 to 180 days during visa processing. Short-term international medical insurance $100 to $200 per month. Prescriptions. Medicare Part D doesn't cover foreign purchases. Good news, medications abroad cost 90% less than in the US. Research drug availability in your destination before moving. You've got visa path, understand IRS requirements, secured healthcare. Now the final logistics and the actual act of leaving. Just because you left the US doesn't mean you've left California. Phase 4. Cutting the cord, logistics. Moving to Portugal doesn't automatically end California residency for tax purposes. States use domicile tests. Your domicile is your permanent home. They presume you're still a resident unless you prove otherwise. Ties to a state: property ownership, driver's license, vehicle registration, voter registration, bank accounts, professional licenses, family, social ties, business interests, frequent returns. California is particularly aggressive. Real case: tech exec moved to Singapore, kept CA license and small condo, rented. Visited 40 days per year. 4 years later, California successfully audited him as a resident. He owed $400,000 plus in back taxes, interest, and penalties. How to sever state ties. Step 1. Establish domicile in tax-free state before leaving. Popular choices: Florida, Texas, Nevada, Wyoming, Tennessee, South Dakota, Florida. Step 2. Sever all ties with former state. Sell property or lease long-term, surrender license, cancel voter registration, cancel memberships, move belongings, update all addresses, file part-year resident return. Step 3, document everything. Rental agreements, driver's license, utility bills, moving receipts, airline tickets, lease termination, keep file for potential audits. Step 4, limit time in former state. California over 9 months triggers residency presumption. New York 183 plus days plus permanent abode equals resident. Track your days carefully. Step 5, file final state return correctly. Part year resident return, Form 540NR for CA, IT 203 for NY. Keep dates consistent across all documents. Sell versus ship. International shipping, $5,000 to $15,000 for 20-foot container, plus insurance, customs, damage, risk. Usually cheaper to sell everything and buy new. Calculation, ship furniture, belongings, $8,000 to $12,000. Replace with local furniture, $3,000 to $5,000. Keep important documents, sentimental items, electronics, clothing for first months, 3 to 6 months medications. Ship separately using FedEx or DHL. Laptop, phone, documents, 2 weeks close. Container shipping takes 6 to 10 weeks. Mail forwarding, need permanent U.S. address. Options: Earth class mail, scans mail, emails, PDFs, $20 to $40 per month. St. Brennan's Isle, forwards globally, $150 to $250 per year. Family member's address, update with IRS, Form 8822, Social Security, banks, investment accounts, insurance, DMV, voter registration. Accounts and vehicles, don't close. U.S. checking account, U.S. credit card. Sell vehicles before leaving. Shipping costs $2,000 to $5,000 plus 30 to 100% import duties, plus emissions or safety issues plus unavailable parts. What about pets? Require health certificates within 10 days, rabies vaccinations, import permits, microchipping. Some countries have quarantine periods. Airlines charge $200 to $500 for cargo. Research 6 to 12 months ahead. Everything I just laid out is exhausting. Visas, apostilles, tax forms, healthcare gaps, state residency rules. There is no shortcut. There is no just wing it. But here's what I've learned. The bureaucracy is the filter. It separates people who are committed to building a different life from people just complaining about their current one. Every apostille, every form, every document, that's you proving you're serious. If you can't handle 3 months of paperwork, you can't handle the culture shock and loneliness of living abroad. The freedom is real, lower costs, better healthcare, more time. But it comes after the work. Don't let this overwhelm you into paralysis. Let it overwhelm you into action. Pick one phase. Start there. Need visa documents? Check your passport and start the FBI background check this week. Worried about taxes? Schedule an expat tax consultation. Budget $500. Healthcare concerns? Research 3 international insurers and get quotes. One phase at a time. If you want a deep dive on just the tax side, FBAR, Form 8938, State Residency, comment below. I'll make that next. Already abroad and discovered you've been messing up taxes? Comment. There are penalty relief programs you need to know about. The logistics are hard, but you're not alone. The community here has figured this out. Read the comments, ask questions. Moving abroad isn't an escape, it's an upgrade, but only if you do it right. See you in the next one.